everyone, welcome to Behind the Screen. This is the stream where we answer all of your questions that you have regarding Into the Mist, regarding RealmSmith in general, and how we do what we do, about our upcoming Tides of Wildmount campaign, whatever you have on your brain, maybe even our Cyberpunk game we ran last night actually. So any questions that you have, please start to jot them down, write them down, and then we will dig right in as fast as we can into those. If you guys can if you have a question, write question before your question, and then follow up with the question that you want to ask, and I will answer them as quickly and as well as I can. It was a crazy weekend. Just to recap real quick, insanity. I streamed for 3, 9, 10, 11, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 hours this weekend between Friday night and Monday night, and it was insanity. 9 hours we streamed on Saturday, which was insane, with some incredible people. Most of you have already seen it, and a lot of you actually, in fact, were with us live and just watched it actually when we premiered it on our YouTube just a couple moments ago. And it was such an honor and a blessing to have all of our guests there. It was incredible. It was awesome. Just so you know, the chat is not just open to subscribers as it typically would be. It is open to everyone given the current climate of the world and all of that kind of stuff. We just want to hear from everybody right now, as it's incredibly important to us that we do so. But at some point it will go back to subscriber-only chat so that you can ask your questions only if you're a subscriber. Like I said, if you have questions, write question and then your question, and we will dive right into those. Just want to say hey to everyone, all the subscribers, all the folks who are joining us right now, all the usuals that are here. I am in the chat, and we are live on the RealmSmith Twitch. And this is the only stream that's only on our own Twitch, and we will be releasing more of that stuff in the near future, actually. More shows your way, more content, because I know you guys are currently kind of at home, and people don't have a lot to do, so we're trying to do that. We had our Cyberpunk game on Friday night. Did not go well. Technically, we had some massive problems. So unfortunately, we kind of cut it early, and then we just on and off the internet. It was really bad because of bandwidth issues, because of the current situation. Spent basically the whole night on Friday night up late, and then to fix it so that Saturday it went off without a hitch. It was great. Started off with their Into the Mist finale part 1 with Nora and Matt Lillard. And again, folks, so just so you know, there are spoiler warnings. There isn't spoilers for the future of Into the Mist, but we will talk about the last season. If you have any questions about why I did certain things, I could potentially be spoiling certain parts of not only Curse of Strahd, but our thing so far, of our season so far. So just keep that in mind. Also, then Matt Mercer joined us in a role, which was incredible. He played Strahd at the end of the first part of the finale. Then after that, for part 2, then after that we did a Wildmount campaign prologue, which I hope you guys really enjoyed, where Matt Mercer and Lillard and Nora and B. Dave and Luke Gygax and James Hake all joined us for that. That was insanity and so much fun. I think I said B. Dave. All joined us for that. That was incredible. And then we finished with part 2, which ended in tears, and it was amazing. What an incredible way to end off an awesome season 1. Don't forget that after we do Wildmount, we'll be coming back to Curse of Strahd for season 2. That'll probably be like mid to late summer that we'll be back for Curse of Strahd. And that'll take us all the way to Halloween, where we'll do our finale around the Halloween weekend. All right, starting to see some questions come through here. So it was incredible. And then Monday night, last night, instead of our usual stream, we did our Cyberpunk stream, game mastered by the creator of Cyberpunk 2020, or 2077, I believe, which was created in the 80s by Mike Pondsmith. And we played with John from Monster Fight Club, and Matt Lillard and Nora, and Beast, who's a good friend of ours, and Luke Gygax, and I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Anyways, it was awesome. It was really, really awesome. So much fun. And we've decided that we're going to do more of that. That is not the end of our Cyberpunk run. It was going to just be a one-shot, but we've decided that we are going to continue it because it was such a blast. And we felt like we were finally getting kind of the hang of it as a squad. So, all right, questions. Here we go. This has ruined TV for me, Clinic says. That's funny. Question. I think I had, hi, Jason. How are you and all the players? Piet420, thank you for asking. We're good. My birthday was on Sunday, and it was as great as it could be. I mean, what better gift than to play with some of the people that we've played with, to DM Matt Mercer in his own world, mind blow moment for me. And then also then to see my kids for the first time in 3 weeks on Sunday. And then my girlfriend, I got to spend some time with her on Sunday as well. Yeah, we are social distancing. I'm still isolating, not going out as much, but my 14-day mandatory isolation after traveling was over as of Saturday. So I'm just very happy that I was able to do that and spend some time with them. So I'm well. My kids are good. Everyone's healthy. All the players are healthy. And I just cannot wait for this thing to be over and for us to be able to get around the table again. Thanks for asking, Piet. I really appreciate that. Question from Ed Tortuga. At what point into the Strahd campaign did you know how Season 1 would end? Ooh, good question. I'd say probably about a month ago, I had decided, I knew we were going to do Gary Con, maybe a couple months ago, and then I started to kind of devise where I wanted that finale to be. I knew that the Feast of the Blazing Sun was coming, and it made sense because they were in Vallaki. So when they went to the Wizard of Wines, I freaked out a little bit because they didn't end it as quickly as I thought they would to get us back to where we needed to be for the finale. So we skipped a little time near the end there, and they'll probably go back at some point. But we got it done. We got everything that needed to get done there, and then moved back to Vallaki just in time for the Feast of the Blazing Sun so that we could bring Mercer in as Strahd, and that was just such an incredible moment for those of you that watched. So I knew how it would end probably a couple months ago, probably about halfway through the season, I would say, or maybe a month and a half is when I kind of knew how I would end it. Once I knew that we would be playing live at GaryCon, obviously that got canceled, so then we decided to play live for virtual GaryCon. Or not live, but play for virtual GaryCon remotely. Myth Epic Weaver says, what was the final arrow and spear attack count? That's a great question, Myth. I'm going to call you Epic Weaver because that's a cool name. I'm going to find out. I don't know, actually. I don't know if Julian is in the chat. I don't know if we got a final count, but I'm going to ask. You know what? I'm going to text him right now, text our producer, Julian, and ask him what the final count was. What was the final attack count for Into the Mist? People are asking. And let's just give a shout out to Julian because they do such a wonderful job in production. And we appreciate him so much. But I'm going to let you know what the final attack was because it was great, guys. That was incredible. You got your bits fingers ready all right. I was blown away, and thank you for your support. It was really great, and, it helps us to do what we do, and it gives you guys a little entertainment and a way to be kind of part of the game, too. So it goes both ways there. Question, how hard is it for you to just switch between campaigns? Piet, it wasn't too hard, actually. I don't mind it. I've got ADD, or ADHD, so it's easy for me to do multiple things. In fact, sometimes the chaos helps me. And so going from kind of playing Curse of Strahd and then switching over to Wildmount was a nice kind of departure, and then go back to Curse of Strahd. It's not too bad, actually. I didn't mind. I'm pretty okay with it. The only thing was it was a lot to prepare in a short amount of time. And, the adventure for Wildmount, frankly, even though it was fun and it went okay, it could have gone better if I had more time. And that's just me being totally honest, truth talk, that I felt like it could have been a lot better from my perspective, from my side, and DMing. How hard, I just answer that, were you able to work out sponsorship with Matt Lillard? And I ordered my myth roll. Very stoked. Thank you, Red Wizard. We are in talks with Matt about it. I just actually sent an email to him today. We'll see what happens. I love Matt, and Beetle and Grimm does incredible work. Their stuff is amazing, and I can't wait to do more with him in the future. So whether or not they sponsor or whatever, that's less important to us than it is just to be partnered and do this kind of things in the future. And I'm glad you ordered your myth roll dice spinner. They're so fun, and I'm so proud of those guys for how well they've done in their Kickstarter. If you guys want to check that out, it's Mythroll, MYTHROLL, armories.com, and there you'll find the link to these dice spinners. They're these awesome dice spinners that have D20s, basically all the dice that you need to run D&D on these cool spinners, and I just rolled a 10. They're very, very cool, so check those out. Question, more Cyberpunk. Yes. We will absolutely do more Cyberpunk. Everybody's very geeked to do it, and so I'm not sure when, probably next month. In the next month or so, we'll probably coordinate getting back together and doing another game, because that was a lot of fun. Will any of the guests on the Wildmount become regulars? Good question, Glenix. I don't know. We haven't really had those conversations yet. I will absolutely ask them to come back from time to time to play the characters that they have, or they were playing. That'd be a lot of fun. It is difficult to DM like 8 people. It's not easy, especially because each person doesn't get kind of a lot of table time. But yeah, I might ask some of them to come back. I think it'd be a lot of fun to have some of them back at the table for another episode or two. That'd be awesome. So yeah, definitely plan on asking. We'll see what happens. Eastwood says, I still am on episode 10. I get to watch about an hour an evening. Sorry, Eastwood. Hopefully we don't spoil too much for you. But yeah, get caught up. It's fun. Hi, Kyburn. I'm glad you made it. Emerald Nina. I caught the first 2 sessions but missed the third. When will the second part come out on YouTube? So the second part is available on Twitch right now, but we're going to launch, so everybody knows, part 2, the finale, will be launched tomorrow night at 4:30, or tomorrow afternoon, 4:30 Eastern. That would be 1:30 Pacific, is when we will launch the second part of our Into the Mist finale with all our friends. In the second part, I play Strahd. I had to follow Matt Mercer, which was a hard act to follow, but everyone said I did all right. And Matt Lillard afterwards said that the finale, it was a little hard going into it after 6 hours of gameplay and looking at another 3, but he said that the finale was actually his favorite session of the whole day. Like the the part 2 of the finale. So we'll be launching that tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern. So you guys can take a look. And thank you, Emerald Nina, for a happy birthday. Appreciate that. Kyburn says, Jason, how nervous were you when Matt Mercer joined the finale as Strahd? You and the entire cast looked nervous and a bit in awe. I know I would have been. How cool. Okay, so I think if I hadn't met Matt Mercer... So most of you know I've been very vocal about it, that the reason why I started doing what I'm doing is because of Critical Role brought me back to D&D. Got me really excited about it again, and I wanted to DM because of Critical Role, frankly, or I wanted to live stream because of Critical Role. I loved what they were doing. I loved the narratives and the stories they were building, so I wanted to be able to do that. And so it was incredibly important to me to do this right. And when Matt agreed to do this, it was something else. So when he came on, it wasn't as daunting as maybe I thought it would be. I wasn't nervous. I was excited. I was fun. The fact that you guys were able to kind of take part in the combat was amazing. But yeah, blew the players away. Some of them big fans of Critical Role. And what an honor to DM Matt, not only in Curse of Strahd, but also in his own world. That was, like I said before, a mind-blowing moment for me. Just because he's such a wonderful man, such a kind of salt-of-the-earth, honest dude. I've met a couple times in the past, and every time just so gracious. So he's exactly what you guys would imagine he would be, or he appears to be on camera. So Just nice to know that that's the case. And that's the truth with Nora and with Matt Lillard as well. They're just wonderful people. Really awesome, giving people. Oh, Pete420. Okay. P.S. My name is spoken like Pete420. Pete. Okay, good. Pete, thank you very much. I will remember that. Congrats on making it through your quarantine. Kyburn says, I can only imagine how tough that would have been. What a birthday present. No kidding. To get to D&D for all that time with all those wonderful people, plus have my kids for the first time, plus get to see Melanie again was pretty amazing. Question from Shadestar. The free pass out of the wine cellar, did that happen because the party spent too long getting there and you needed to speed things up for the finale? And if so, what was the original plan for that secret area? Okay, so this is spoiler territory, or inside baseball. I knew I wanted to get Matt in and give him enough time to play Strahd. I thought that would be an incredible moment for the stream. Playing in a live stream is very different than playing around a table normally. Well, not very different. There are differences. The difference is that we need to make sure that we keep things moving to keep you guys entertained at home. And certain things don't really work as well as just kind of a home game. So I made sure that they got out of there at a certain time, got back in time so that we could have Matt for at least 45 minutes to an hour. I don't feel like it felt rushed, but that gimme, for those of you that know the story, I won't give it away, but those of you that give me the story, that finality to that moment could have come another way if the characters had pursued it or figured it out. So there was an easy way out of there. I created another one, which is also narrative. So I didn't just say, hey, everything's dead. There actually is an in-game mechanic that would have done that. Stay hydrated, folks. Oh, that's good. So it wasn't necessarily a free pass. There was a way out in the book that is given. I provided a kind of another way out. Julian is getting back to me. Let's see if he knows. What was the final attack count for the militia? He says, what? Militia. Redbeard says, question from, new to everything around here, what is the cast list expected to be for Wildmount? Good question. We are starting Wildmount this coming Monday. We will be, he says he doesn't remember. We'll figure it out. We'll get back to you guys on that. We will be announcing cast members all week leading up to the premiere of Tides of Wildmount. I can tell you for sure, what we know for sure is Brandon is playing the same character he played on the stream, Snow, who is a blind tabaxi fighter. Joel is playing the Kenku called Plunk Rock. And which you guys kind of saw in that prologue as well. We know that for sure. Adam will be playing a character. I can't tell you what it is yet because we'll reveal it soon. Melanie will be back as well, and then we have some new cast members that are joining us. So those will be announced as we go throughout the week. So just stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Question. Into the Mist is definitely going to be something I tune into regularly now, as that was the favorite adventure start. This is from Noobanidus. Will those in guest roles continue as NPCE played by you? Yes. So anybody who played any of the roles ahead or before, so for the Wildmount, so like I said, we're premiering our Wildmount campaign this coming Monday in the regular time slot for Into the Mist, and for the next 3 months. We're switching to Wildmount. We're coming back to Curse of Strahd later. The people who played roles, except for Joel and Brandon, people who played NPCs will be then NPC'd by me, or if they'd like to jump in and continue to play their characters on Monday or for the foreseeable future, we'll try and maybe work them into the gameplay if they have time to do that. B. Dave Walters' character Kimmy was awesome. Awesome. B. David did an incredible job, and I'd love to have him back. Nubenidis is saying that Nubenidis. That's what I'm gonna call you, Nubenidis. Is saying that they love our kind of recap things that we show at the beginning of episodes, which is Adam does such an incredible job. Who plays Dimitri on those? B. Dave Walters was cracking me up in the Wild Mount. Loved his character. He was so good. I said that already. Glenix says, happy birthday, buddy. Thank you. Well, happy birthday to you, Pete. Pete420 says that his birthday was mid-March, which is great. I went and bought B. Dave's comics to support him. Thank you for doing that, Glenix. That means a lot. That's great. Yeah, and it's pronounced plunk rock, not punk rock. Plunk with an L. Plunk rock, which is exciting. All right, so no questions, new questions just yet. Remember, continue asking your questions, folks. This is the chance. The questions I like the most are the tough ones. The ones where, like, I thought that you gave them a free pass there. Why'd you do that, DM? I hated that. This is your chance to do that. Be nice. But this is your chance to call me out on things that you guys felt didn't understand, wondered why I did it, all of that kind of stuff. Those are the best questions to ask during this time and the most interesting for me to answer. So if you guys have those questions, please do ask. Like I said, let me see if I have any kind of inside baseball stuff. Any things that you guys, it was interesting because actually Matt Lillard knew, and you could tell by watching him play that he knew a lot of background info on Curse of Strahd. It's one of his favorite campaigns, he said. He knows it very, very well, knows it intimately. And so it really was great to have him kind of lead the way with Rictavio a little bit during that session. That was really cool to have somebody who just had the great knowledge that he did of that character and of the world. Glenix asks, is a vampire bite just a flesh wound? It's merely a flesh wound. Yes, actually. So, well, no. Let me say this. A lot of people think that if you're bitten by a vampire in D&D, all of a sudden you have to be burned alive, which is something that Rowan tried to do, and then everyone kind of stopped him from doing it. A vampire bite in D&D, when they bite and they suck the victim's blood, they are depleting hit points in their victim, and the vampire is getting hit points back. That's how they work. They basically they're converted to the vampire. And then their hit point maximum goes down by that amount until after the next long rest. In that case, the only way to turn them into a vampire is to deplete them to 0, and they die. If a vampire depletes them to 0 and they die, then they have to be buried, and then they're resurrected as vampires. So that's how it works in D&D. Question. Were you surprised by Falfur's idea to push Irina to Strahd? Yes, I was, actually. Falfur isn't typically that character, but when you're put in that position of not necessarily knowing what to do, you start to really kind of consider your life choices, and you tend to get a little what's the word I'm looking for? Desperate in those moments. He did the right thing. It worked. Strahd was there, and I can tell you now, his intention was to test the players. His intention in that moment was to tell Irina, which he did, you need me. No one else can protect you like I can. These people are mere pawns to me. You need to come to me. And that's his intention. So yeah, that's interesting that you asked that. But yeah, Falfur's idea to push Irina surprised me a little bit. I was like, oh, I didn't expect Falfur to do it. And I was like, what is he going to do? Is he going to offer her? But if you're comrades are dying around you, you don't have many choices. So we also have another Dwarven load of Dwarven Forge heading to our studio as we speak for the Wildmail campaign, which I cannot wait to get on the table. Again, I want to huge thank you to Nate at Dwarven Forge, the whole team, and of course Stefan as well, for supporting us and sponsoring us with all of that wonderful Dwarven Forgeness. The next campaign, I hope it gets here by Monday and we don't have issues like we did last time. But if it gets here by Monday, it will be on the table, and it is going to be epic. I cannot wait for Wildbound. It's going to be so much fun. Necrotic damage is brutal, Eastwood. That is absolutely the case. He did save his butt and everyone else's, and he made sure everyone knew it, especially Rictavio. Falford loves to talk about himself when he does something right. Question, so is the Strahd protecting her from himself? Interesting. So is Strahd protecting her from himself? In some ways, yes, actually. Basically, what he's saying is, until you come to me, evil things will continue to befall your people. He's causing them. So it's this weird, twisted kind of dependency that he's trying to build with her. Because at any moment, for those of you that have run Curse of Strahd before, at any moment, Strahd could swoop in and take her. He's that powerful. He's got that kind of control over Barovia. When you're fighting Strahd, you're not only fighting Strahd, you're fighting the weather, you're fighting his creatures, you're fighting the whole world. The whole realm of Barovia is against you, which you saw, right? They got trapped in the church by the mist. They couldn't get out. That's what Barovia is, and that's how Strahd and him are. I love to see you guys using the little Falfer emoticons. Also, we have a natural 20 and a natural 1 as well for subscribers, I think, that you guys can use in our in the emojis. So I just love that people are starting to use Falfer's face. I think, actually, we may have unlocked more. I'm going to add more characters. There it is. Those are the nat 20s, nat 1s. I knew they existed. Question. Was there ever, this is from... Deman Rhodes, was there ever a moment when the players actually thought they would need to make new characters? I don't know. Well, yes, I've heard them say that. Yes, absolutely. In fact, in the finale, Adam made a joke and he's like, "You are planning to continue." Oh, somebody said you are planning to continue the season, right? I think Joel said that. Like, Jay, you're planning to continue the season, right? It's like, there's a lot of time till the next one and make new characters. And Adam's like, you're planning to make a part 2 to this episode, right? Because it was later that day. So absolutely, I think that there have been multiple times throughout this adventure that the characters have feared for their lives, and rightly so. They've gone down many times. I'm not pulling punches. I am playing the adventure pretty much as it is in the game, in the book, and so the players are definitely feeling it. Here I go again. Last time, that's all my talking. I'm depriving myself of oxygen, and I'm a little tired. The weekend was a little nuts and hasn't really slowed down since. Question, will the players be on site Monday? Clinics, I wish they would. That is not going to be the case. Even though none of us are sick, I think that us coming together in the same room, literally feet from each other or sometimes inches for some of the cast, is not a good idea at this time. We want to be good examples and stewards of our community and of what we do, so no, they won't be in studio, unfortunately. Julian does come and produce, but he's in the other room. So we're able to social distance that way. But unfortunately, for the foreseeable future, we will be having people in their homes playing the way that we did on the weekend. And it's not ideal. We love to play at the table together. There's just something about everyone being around in the same room that is magical and wonderful. But that said, that is not going to be the case for tonight, for Monday, unfortunately, and for the next little while. Also, the last time that you guys can see the players' character sheets, and you can ask questions about them too from their sheets, is if you roll over the window and you click one of the characters on the left through D&D Beyond's integration, we can actually bring them up and and you can sort through them and look at all their stuff. So that is the last time you'll see those characters on that screen for another 3 months, folks, until Curse of Strahd is back. Question, was the dinner invitation so early in the campaign to set up the next season? They haven't found any of their artifacts yet. S. Good Kai asks. So the feast is supposed to happen in Vallaki. It's a special event. So it didn't really happen early, necessarily. I think it's supposed to happen more or less around the time, 3 days after they enter the town of Vallaki, it's supposed to happen. So it happened when it was supposed to. The artifacts just happen to not be in any of the places that they've gone already. They have their clues. They know where they are. So next season, I'm assuming the season will start with them going out to find those items and those artifacts. As you know, at the end of part 2, for those of you that have seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for those that haven't, because I know there are some people here who have not seen part 2 of the finale. They got an invitation that they may or may not heed. So check that out, and that'll happen most likely at the beginning of the next season, of course. Is the dinner invitation. Sorry, no, not the feast. You're talking about the dinner invitation by Strahd, which was what I was just talking about. No, actually, that is supposed to happen if after everything goes down in Vallaki, actually. So yeah, no, it happened more or less where it's supposed to. In Curse of Strahd in the campaign, players are supposed to, and again, this is spoilers for Curse of Strahd, they're supposed to encounter Strahd at various spots and points throughout the campaign, not just at the end. In fact, it suggests that you do. Question from Epic Weaver. How did you go about preparing for this Wildmount campaign? How many hours have you spent on it? Many hours. I am now just trying to absorb the world as much as I can. I've watched and I'm watching back kind of like the time frame that we're in right now and where we're going to start the campaign. So it's taking a lot of time, but I absorb things over time. So I just slowly, by the time we start, hopefully I'll have a lot of it. The nice thing about a new world is you only really need to know about the places where the players are to start with. So we're starting with the adventure written by James Hake. That is in the book, for those of you that have the book. And that is already written, and that'll last us probably the first number of levels. I think most of you know Wildmount's adventures that are in the book last 3 levels. So they give them from level 1 to 3. So that's enough for me for like the next while. So by the time I get to the point where we have to venture out from where they're starting and explore the world at large, I'll have prepared enough to be able to handle that. So, are the videos shot in your house or a studio? D-Man Rhodes, this is, again, some inside baseball. This is my basement. And so the studio that we have is in the basement of my home. For those of you at home, I don't mind saying that. This is where we started, humble beginnings. Started in our garage, and then we've moved kind of to the basement, but it works great for a studio for now until we get kind of a professional space. But it is, you wouldn't know any different. And only you folks who are here, the insiders, would know now that that is the case. When Falfar got dropped by the Revenant, that was scary. Yeah, no kidding. That was a great moment. Question, will there be a pirate character in Wildmount? There will be many, Pete. In fact, Wildmount, especially the Menagerie Coast where we're starting, which you guys know from watching the prologue, they're all pirates. Everybody on that ship was a pirate, so that'll be a lot of fun. Thank you for subscribing, Nathan Kisser. I appreciate that. And again, that prompts me to say, if you guys love what you've been seeing this weekend and love what you're seeing today, please consider making us your Prime subscription. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it just helps us to do what we do. It takes a lot of resources to do what we do. And I didn't do any of my announcements at the beginning, but if you loved Into the Mist and you want to kind of have a piece of it, you can buy our merch, which is in the panel below. There is a merch area that you can go and buy t-shirts. I've seen them in the wild now, people posting pictures. I can't remember who it was. One person had bought most of them already. I'm sorry, I can't remember who you are. I mental block. But thank you so much for doing that. They bought like all of the characters almost already, 3 of them in fact. So thank you so much for supporting us, guys. That does help directly to support the stream. The other thing you can do is check out our adventure boxes, and by using I Want Adventure promo code on our website www.realmsmith.tv, you can subscribe to our monthly adventure box, which sends you everything you need to run a campaign written by us at RealmSmith, including everything that you need in that as well. And what is involved in that, or including, is miniatures and a module and maps and all that stuff. It's fun, a lot of fun. Question: did you build the atmosphere there yourself? Any tips or tricks for those who may want to customize their gaming atmosphere? Cough, cough. Roran, yes, I did build it. These facades back here were built by Joel and myself. They're not done yet. I'll actually show you a little. I don't know if you can see what's going on here, but there's like a... this was made out of foam insulation. There's like rocks back here. This is just wood, which was the kind of like faux barn board from Home Depot. This is plaster, and they're on plywood, and basically they're hinged in the middle so we can fold them flat and then move them to shows if we want to have facades at shows. Yeah, this was all done by myself and by Joel. We have super talented people who are part of our team outside of just being awesome in general, especially as members of our live streams. So an example is Joel wrote the what's it called? The theme. That's what it's called. Joel wrote the theme for our Into the Mist campaign. All of it, produced it, all the music was done by him. I did all the drawings for all the characters, and then Joel created all of the animations and the intro. So that was all done by Joel and I, and it's just so awesome to have that kind of talent on our team. You did a great job with Into the Mist, Kyburn says. I can't wait for it to return, but I'm also excited to ride the tides. You are bringing a lot of joy to these crazy times. Thanks, Kyburn. That means a lot. And that's why we continue to do this, guys, is because I know you guys, folks at home need it, and I and us need it more than ever. And we continue to plan to do that, or we plan to continue to do that. Tam Good says, I only have the Roan sweatshirt so far. Where on the site is the merch link? So if you go under this window that you're watching right now, there is a little panel. So you can't, it's not at realmsmith.tv, it's actually on our Twitch page. So if you have our Twitch page and you scroll down, the first panel there, it'll show, I think, a sweatshirt of Falfer. And you can click that, and it'll take you to a link to buy the merch. So it's actually on our Twitch page, not on our homepage, although we should have it on our website. That's a really good point. But thank you, Eastwood, for checking that out. Question: you are Canadian? Yes, I am. Do you approve of Letterkenny? I've been asked this. I've actually never personally watched Letterkenny. Although all my American friends love it. I was talking to actually my buddy Jake at Gamma, and he talks about it all the time, and he loves that show. So I approve of it because people love it, and it's bringing awareness to Canada. But I haven't actually watched it myself. Did you end up doing the Young Red Dragon tutorial? I didn't, Nathan, and the reason I didn't was because. The reason I didn't was because I needed a day off. It was my birthday. I had streamed for 15 hours, and I was seeing my kids for the first time, so I decided that I was going to postpone the Red Dragon till this coming Sunday. So this coming Sunday, we'll be doing the Young Red Dragon tutorial for you all. So apologize for that, but we will do it on Sunday. Merch request from Kimmy. Would it be possible to have future character shirts, both Wildmount and Into the Mist, available to be purchased as tank tops? Since warm weather. Yes, Kimmy, I will make tank tops just for you. We'll make all the Into the Mist ones available as tank tops, and we will make the Wildmount ones as well available as tank tops. That is a great question, Kimmy. Thank you. Also, I just subscribed. Did the potion bottle go off? I think I missed it. Sorry, Nathan. The potion bottle is I had forgotten to turn on the thing that makes it go bing. So I apologize, but I felt it in my soul, Nathan. I promise I did. I'm sorry. I wish that it was on now because it hurts my heart that you didn't get to see it. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. Pete, question from Pete. Do you know if there is import to be paid for the adventure boxes if you ship to Europe? Want to subscribe for them, but import in my country sucks. I used to have a Loot Crate sub, but that was only $40 a box. Yes. Unfortunately, right now, when it comes to Europe, we do ship to Europe, but the cost of shipping is expensive and the time to get there is long. I will be totally upfront and honest. We do have people in Europe that do get their boxes. They do pay a premium on shipping. I apologize. And it does take forever, but they still love them when they get them. So that's all I can say for that, Pete. As soon as that changes, at some point, maybe in the future, we'll set up some European distribution centers and all that kind of stuff to make it better. But as of right now, unfortunately, it is not very cost effective and it does take a long time, but I apologize. I know it makes me really sad too, because we have so many wonderful friends out there in Europe that we'd love to do better for, and we are trying to do better for, but it will take some time. And Nathan, I know it's a really awesome feature that we do that. I should go turn it on right now. It'll take 2 seconds so that people who do follow us or do subscribe during this session could see it done. But we only have 7 minutes left in our time together. Maybe I'll go a little over because I was a little late getting here. The reason I was late getting here is because it's my daughter's 16th birthday tomorrow. April 1st, yes. There are all kinds of jokes when it comes to that. But it's crazy to have a 16-year-old daughter. And she's an incredible girl. And I love her very much. And so I was having a steak dinner that I cooked tonight with my new sous vide machine that my girlfriend Melanie, a.k.a. Callie, bought me for my birthday. And made incredible steak and some shrimp for my son and I. And rice and peppers and all that stuff. It was just very, very good. So that's why I was a little late actually getting here tonight. But maybe we'll go over a little bit if you guys have some more questions for us. Yeah. Awesome. Guys, how is everyone out there? It's been interesting. The world is exploding a little bit. I went back to Walmart today to get toilet paper, and there was tons. So don't freak out, folks. There is more of all of that stuff to be had. There absolutely is. And thank you. I will offer all of these happy birthday wishes to my daughter when I see her tomorrow, or when I talk to her tomorrow, rather, for her birthday. All right. This is, in this time at home has kind of given me the moment to kind of sit back and take a breath and just be thankful for everything that has happened to RealmSmith in the last year. This is True Talk moment. Gary Con last year, I've said this a couple times already, and I actually told Matt Mercer this in the stream on Saturday, but last Gary Con was like a pinnacle moment for me. I went to Gary Con and met Matt Mercer, spent tons of time talking to him, and was on a stream with Satine and all the friends and Stefan, and it was and that's when I met Nora for the first time. It was awesome. And then shortly after that, it was my birthday, and then shortly after that, Todd, who used to play on one of our streams, took his life when he didn't show up one night for our stream, didn't know where he was, and then found out that he had killed himself. Became a really difficult year. And it's been incredibly difficult since, emotionally, because of that. And that doesn't leave you, and it won't leave me for a long time. And then a year later, almost on the eve of when that happened last year, to be able to sit here amongst the tragedy and still play with Matt and Luke and the Matts and Nora and all of our friends, and with my best friends around the table was just... I can't tell you how incredible it is to have come so far in the last year for RealmSmith, and I can't help but thank you guys for this. We couldn't do it without you. We wouldn't want to. And I just want to tell you guys, I know it's just like, for a lot of people, it's just, I'll tune in to RealmSmith tonight, or I've got nothing else to do. I just want to tell you how incredibly freaking important and valuable and appreciative we are, or appreciated what you do is to us. We're not just talking heads. We're real people who love the community and love D&D, and I just want to share with you guys. So just means a lot. Just wanted to share that. A couple more questions here, and then we will let's see if there's any more. Yeah, guys, start writing your questions down. When you watch our sessions, Tam Good is just saying it, but make sure that you guys write down your questions during episodes. Like, pull out your phone, like, I want to ask him why he did that. Because we'll be doing this every Tuesday after every session, so make sure that you do that. Will you be having behind the screen for Wildmount too? Sorry if you already let us know. Just now I let you know, but yes, I will be doing behind the screen for Wildmount as well, and that'll be a lot of fun. We're excited to continue to do this show. Question, what's the next convention or show RealmSmith is going to be at, assuming that they aren't canceled? The next show we plan to be at is Origins will be the next one. Hopefully that happens, and that will be in June is the plan. So we'll keep you posted on that. Eastwood says, I have decided to start painting minis after watching all the tutorials on here. Thanks, Eastwood. It means a lot. It really means a lot. That is my favorite thing from our painting show, or what we do at conventions when we paint and hold painting classes, is to see people fall in love with miniature painting, and because of our shows. It means a heck of a lot to us. Pete says, no David in Wildmount. You'll find out this week. We've had to make some changes to the cast this time around. We wanted to switch it up a little bit, but David will absolutely be back for Curse of Strahd. We have another David joining us for Wildmount. So I'll say it here. Fine, I've said it. Just so you guys all know. And thank you for the bits. Aw. And Rarman says, we appreciate you too. P.S. bits because I couldn't watch live to support the Militia Saturday. That means a lot. Love your work. Thank you for everything. We're getting, and the team for what you guys do, all the hearts and all of that stuff. I think I'm going to call it, guys. I know it was a bit of a shorter episode tonight, but I am going to, my kids have now gone to their moms, so I am going to go visit my girlfriend and spend some time with her. Answer this last question from Glenix. Question, is there a difference from a masterclass instead of a regular Sunday show? No, actually, there really isn't. Our Sunday shows, we teach people how to paint, kind of a basic level, tabletop ready level, I like to call it. And then the master classes are just the ability to kind of sit live in a class with me at a show and paint. It's still the same amount of time, 2 hours. We paint the same Nolzur's minis, or the line of minis. It's just kind of an opportunity to be there live is sort of the real benefit of that. If you enjoyed what you guys saw tonight, and if you liked what you saw on the weekend, please consider making us your Twitch Prime subscription or subscribing straight out. That really helps us do what we do and keeps us doing what we do. Definitely follow us to get updated on when we do new things, including the new shows we have coming up soon. We're very excited about those. We also check us out on all the other socials. Subscribe to us on YouTube and hit that little bell icon so that you know when we're premiering the VODs as well as the painting VODs for Nolzur's. And then check us out on all the socials at RealmSmith TV. RealmSmith TV on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're constantly posting, and when we are going to cancel something or switch something up or making an announcement, that is where we do it. We do it on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So make sure that you go to those platforms and that you follow us on whatever your preferred platform is, so that you can keep up to speed. It's very difficult for us to communicate with you on Twitch because there's no like community tab or messaging really in that world. So we like to do that through socials, which is important. Have a good night, guys. Be safe. Look out for those around you and in your community who may need help during these times, especially the elderly, who are kind of, some of them are on their own and alone. And we will see you on Sunday for the Red Dragon tutorial. And then right after that, on Monday, we will be playing the first episode of our Tides of Wildmount campaign in Matt Mercer's world, following the Wildmount prologue from Saturday. Can't even believe I'm saying this. It's unbelievable. It's insane. I cannot wait for some of the things we've been talking about for the future, because there's a lot more exciting things that are coming up in the horizon. Be safe, guys, and we will see you on Sunday, okay? Have a good one, guys.